Monkey Butt Radio is not your mama's radio show. We are uncensored, unhealthy, and unapologetic. Consider yourself warned.
No matter how hard you try, you can't stop us now. No matter how hard you try, you can't stop us now. We're the renegades in this atomic age. This atomic age of
Thank you for joining us tonight for Monkey Butt Radio from North Scottsdale. Biggest has not gotten back from his Bonneville road trip yet, so it's just Big Mike and myself. Biggest just decided to leave the Salt Flats and go over to Denver to see a friend of his and have a good time. He's just doing one of those road trip things. It's good for him since he's old and freaking retired now.
The prick's rubbing it in.
So last week we had Ron from Team Arizona on the show, and we talked about getting back to the basics and rider safety and awareness. And we're going to be talking to Ron again, definitely talking to him again, and even going out and taking some of the classes offered by Team Arizona. We actually talked about that. And so check them out at www.motorcycletraining.com. Great organization. They have so many classes that are available. If we can get enough monkey butts to go in one, we can actually have a monkey butt class, and we can have a barbecue afterwards and things. So
as long as Biggest don't crash.
Yeah, as long as Biggest don't crash. He was a Harley test rider. So, but remember, you can always connect with us at monkeybuttradio.com. All of our past shows are still on there. Our blog is up there, so check that out. Tech tips as well from Monkey Wrench. Actually, we're going to be hearing from Monkey Wrench tonight, talking with the folks over at Revolution.
Talking about a revolution.
Well, Monkey Wrench kind of messed up his crank.
Hey, whoa.
And, everybody in the industry always says Revolution is the best to get everything worked on. Get your bottom end worked on. And,
I want my bottom end worked on. Any takers out there?
So,
give us a call.
But monkeybuttradio.com. You can follow us on Twitter at monkeybuttradio. And also on Facebook. Have
we been tweeting lately?
Oh, yes.
What have we been tweeting lately?
What have we been tweeting?
Yeah, what have we been tweeting about for all the twits out there?
Scooter, can you actually take a shot of... oh, there it is. It's our website's right up there. So you go to monkeybuttradio.com. You can actually see the Facebook feed, and you see the Twitter feed there?
I do.
So
there you go. So
yeah.
People do care.
Yes.
Check it out.
And we have one of the guys on tour with Jason Aldean, and Florida Georgia Line is actually
damn rednecks
following us on Twitter.
Nice.
So yes. So and we love those Georgia peaches because Chief retweets all of our stuff. So thank you for that. So definitely follow us on that. We try to pass on as much information as we can through Facebook, through Twitter. We don't do Pinterest or Instagram. It's just not me. I'm not a 16-year-old girl, so my apologies
but
on
he
that.
Facebooks. It's okay.
Yeah, and we show, today is Tuesday. Topless Tuesday, so show us your boobs.
Nice.
But we had a couple upcoming events. The Dirty Dog Golf Tournament. You see the flyer up on the screen right now. You can actually, September 26th, come on out. Monkey Butt Radio is sponsoring one of the holes. It is the butthole. It's where all the shit happens.
Nice.
So you got to come on out. I don't know what hole it's going to be. We just hope
it's going to be the biggest or dirtiest one.
Yes, probably. But you definitely got to come out. We're going to see all the. We're going to try to get hotter than Hooter girls out there to
at least more risque.
Yes, or at least take your mind off the game. So definitely the Dirty Dog Golf Tournament. It raises great funds. Thank you, Jack, from the Dirty Dog, for helping throw this shindig. Really appreciate that. Also, we had a couple weeks ago, we had Shelly from the event coordinator for Harley-Davidson of Scottsdale on the show. She's also the president of Biker for Boobies. The Bikers for Boobies ride is coming up October 25th. It's a Saturday. Even if you don't do the ride, at least donate the money, get your stuff and everything else. The flyer's up on the screen for all the information.
If you're local, you got to go.
Yes.
I'm sorry, you got to go.
Folks, I'm going to get into this at another show, but this is the Bikers for Boobies. It is so important, and we're going to take an entire show and talk about things like this, and why these kind of why these kind of organizations mean so much to us here at Monkey Butt Radio. Okay. But I wanted to, before we get into that, even though Biggest is gone, he dropped us a little road video for Biggest News this week, and we're going to get into that, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the 2015 Harley Davidson. So let's take about a minute and then check out what Biggest sent us from the Salt.
Fuck you, Biggest.
Yeah, fuck you, Biggest.
See,
we
I
don't like
preempted
that.
it. That's
Yes.
right.
But
He's talking to all the cool cats out there. I mean, if
you
there's
see the picture of him with Brian Clock and Jay Allen and all the pictures with Fuzzy. You know,
he's spoiled rotten. Look at
Yes.
his big shit-eating grin too in those pictures.
Yep. He's and I like the one with his thumb up there,
Up
just
his
the middle-
ass? Oh.
No, just the middle of the salt, like he's trying to hitch a ride from these people going 200 miles an hour. So.
I'd tell him to lose a couple pounds and catch up.
So,
Fuck.
one event that I forgot to mention, October 4th, Saturday, it's the East Valley chapter of ABATE of Arizona, 12th annual Hard Ass Run. This mystery ride is approximately 275 miles of scenic byways, highways, and whatever, benefiting ABATE's ability to fight for your rights and safety. We'll talk more about this. The link will be up on our website as well. So we're going to put that over there. Harley Davidson announced last week. We were a little bit behind the schedule a little bit.
We've
but,
been busy doing
yeah.
shit, you know.
Harley Davidson pulled the wraps off its 2015 model lineup. If you haven't seen the pictures of these new bikes, you know what? The motor company actually has done some good things. And I just want to hit on a couple of the customer-led innovations for the 2015 models. The Road Glide.
Ugly as sin.
Shark Nose Road Glide is back after a one-year hiatus. The original alternative bagger is back with new triple-vented frame-mounted fairing that minimizes head buffeting. You know what? They took this idea from Brian Clock. The motor company stole it from Clockworks. They got dual deflector, Daymaker LED headlamps, and a new handlebar with reduced reach and a new wrist angle for improved ergonomics. So they're making the Road Glide a little bit more comfortable. And, you know, they have a Road Glide special, too. This is fully loaded, factory equipped with premium boombox infotainment.
You lost me at boombox.
Okay. Upgraded suspension and reflex link brakes with an anti-lock brake system.
God, it just sounds like, I don't know, man. The old school bone in me just does not, it just doesn't jive with me. I mean, I understand the bikes are becoming better and more safe and whatnot. And I think what we were talking about earlier, we need to dedicate a whole show to our favorite new Harley Davidson.
You know what? Let's do that next week.
I think that'd be a great idea.
Let's do that
We'll all
next week.
pick one. We'll showcase it. We'll talk about our do's and our don'ts, our likes and our
And
dislikes.
Vegas will be back by then.
Yeah, sounds like a good show.
Okay. They have a freewheeler trike, too. America's hot rod swagger rolls even wider with Harley Davidson expansion and dominance in the three-wheel category. This is for old people who can't balance a motorcycle, or even young people who can't balance a motorcycle. It's a big wheel. I don't care. I don't like the trikes. I think they have some necessity, but people don't. I find more problems with trike riders because they don't realize
But
that.
they're on a motorcycle.
Well, that and a trike does not stop as fast as a motorcycle does. So they got new braking systems for the Softails. They got
It doesn't make a difference. Everybody's going to saw off one half of the fucker anyway.
yeah.
Shit.
So Electric Glide Ultra Classic Low Ultra Limited Low motorcycles. Harley Davidson takes fit further with a package of ergonomic enhancements that offer the lowest seat height and highest rider confidence available in a premium touring bike, combined with a full complement of Project Rushmore features and classic Harley Davidson style. Have you ever looked at any of the Project Rushmore stuff?
Yes.
Okay, what do you think about it?
Different.
Different? Why so?
It seems that it's not. It seems as if it's not built for a
Biker?
biker. Yeah, I mean, but I use that term, I throw it around loosely. When I say biker, we come in all shapes and sizes. I just happen to come from an old school family of bikers where everything is done vintage-like, you know? Mm-hmm. My dad didn't
Old
ride.
school.
My dad didn't ride around with a front brake for I don't know how long. Didn't have a front fender. Didn't have a back fender for that matter.
I had a bike with a Springer stretched out, 18 over Springer with a smaller front tire with no brake on it.
That's madness. I say madness.
The old Mondo Denver choppers look, the old with almost like buckhorn handlebars.
Yeah, the buckhorn, but the big, tall, long, laid-back buckhorns.
Yes.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Peanut tank.
And I'm not saying, believe me, there's a time and a place, and there's, whatever sells a motorcycle is fine. I can do whatever I want with my bike, and you can do whatever you want with yours. It's just not my style. And that Project Rushmore stuff, although it is very technologically advanced, I mean, there's some good-looking fit and finish, it's just not my style. It's just not.
I keep going back to, Project Rushmore is basically it's the motor company's customization of a bike, which is really cool.
Yeah, if you, you want to talk about what I mean, just look at a Kiriakin catalog and
well,
done with it.
Well, I'm with you on the old school stuff. Biggest I know, he is basically factory stock. I think he did 4 upgrades on his bike.
And one of them was bugs.
Yes. But no, actually the only aesthetic upgrade to his bike, besides a Mustang seat to go on long trips, was his heat deflectors. And that was it. Everything else was for performance. So
You can't beat that.
No.
It's like a sore pecker.
Yeah. So, but the new 2015 Harley Davidsons and accessories started rolling into the dealerships August 26th, last week. Visit h-d.com to see all of these 2015 models. And you know what, folks? Take a look this week and pick one that you like.
Just one. Don't get greedy.
Yes. Pick one that you like. Send us, Twitter it to us or tweet it to us on which one do you like at monkeybuttradio.com.
Twitter it to us.
You know what? And we will pick on the show next week, we will pick somebody who we like, who makes a good, valid point of, maybe pull them out of the hat, and we'll send you a Nugs.
Yeah.
Nugs.
There you go. You got to be a compelling reason, and
Yes.
ain't pretty colors.
Yes.
Don't tell me you like the metal flake. I'll slap you through the fucking.
The rider had a nice ass. Whatever.
Well, no, I'll give you a nugs for that as long as you send in pictures.
Yes. Okay. But we're going to be heading over to Harley Davidson in Scottsdale in the next couple of weeks to take a firsthand look at some of these 2015 models and hopefully do some test riding on them as well. I really want to see the 500 and the 750s.
I want to see that live wire.
Exactly. We're going to give Monkey Butt Radio listeners, Monkey Butt Nation, an up-close and personal look at the new Harley Davidson models. And you know what? I think we should even go out to Indian and Victory and even some of the metric bikes like Honda and Kawasaki and Yamaha and take a look at some of their new bikes as well.
I wouldn't mind going to Indian.
So, cool. You're freaking crazy. Freaking crazy. Okay, we're gonna take 2 minutes and we'll be back with Brian's interview with Revolution.
Scene 1, Apple, take 1.
It's not what you think. Hi, I'm Sherry, and I own Stripper Juice.
Stripper Juice, like the quest for the hottest strippers and the coldest beer. The search for the best motorcycle cleaner and polish on the planet has been a labor of love. Stripper Juice was designed by bikers for bikers, but works just as effectively on all types of surfaces. And no soap or water, please. If it flies, floats, or rolls, Stripper Juice is the only quick detailer you need. Sprays on in a succulent pink foam with a gentle cherry fragrance. Oh, so slick. You'll hardly feel like you're cleaning. But the deep, wet shine left behind lets you know that Stripper Juice gets you off clean, baby. Works best when you're feeling dirty.
Warning, do not eat or drink. Squirt up your nose or any other body orifice. This stuff is flammable. Not responsible for rug burns, blisters, busted knuckles, angry spouses, broken vows, or any other consequences associated with the high cost of living the low life. Works best when you're feeling dirty.
When you pay too much for cable, you get pissed off.
When you get pissed off, you say bad words. When you say bad words, you feel like a badass. When you feel like a badass, you buy badass things. When you buy badass things, you get stupid. When you get stupid, shit happens. Don't let shit happen. Switch to DirecTV.
Motorcycle Mayhem. Ready, go! Safe stop. Safe lane change. Safe following distance.
What? This game is so lame.
Hello guys, this is Wrench with Monkey Butt Radio. Butt Nation, we have today on the phone Andrew Dellenbach with Revolution Performance. He's going to be talking to us a little bit about some of their products and services that they do. One of the well-renowned shops in the country for like anything performance for your bike. So if you want to, put a little extra nuts on your scoot and get a little more out of the throttle, then you definitely talk to these guys. Comes recommended by a lot of custom shops and also mechanic shops in the Valley. So Andrew, welcome to Monkey Butt Nation, and go ahead and tell us a little bit about Revolution Performance, like how you guys got started.
Well, thanks for having us. Thanks for having me, Wrench. Once again, my name is Andrew with Revolution Performance. We started about 11 years ago. We started out really with a bolt-on big bore kit for a Sportster. That was one of the biggest, the first kits that we did. And from there, we grew from the Sportster stuff to the Evos and the twin cams, and today we're rocking out pretty much everything. We do everything from cylinder head porting to crankshaft services to complete engine rebuild.
Awesome. Outstanding. Like, I've been drooling over these big bore kits on their website for a very long time, but most recently we have a project in our shop that we've been working on. We measured the run out on the pinion shaft, and it was about 0.040. So if you can imagine what happened to that crankshaft, I don't know if anybody's techie out there with the motorcycles, but it's way off. It's completely out of whack. One of the things that Revolution Performance does is they actually weld the crankshaft together, because it's a 3-piece crankshaft, right?
Yeah. Actually, it's all pressed together, and it's one of the for the heart and soul of the motor. It's probably one of the weakest links.
It's a scary idea that you have 3 separate pieces putting all that combustion to your rear tire in any twin cam motor. Like before I ran into this problem, I've run into a lot of chain guides and stuff on cam tensioners and the automatic primary chain tensioner going out. Those are pretty common problems, but this is pretty serious.
Yeah. When it comes to the crankshaft assembly, it's we stay pretty busy with our crankshaft department. My guys in the crank department are really good at what they do, and we see a lot of them come through our building every day.
Yeah, you'll see a picture of the jig up on the screen with the dial indicators kind of going through it. They're very meticulous. You guys come down to, what was the measurement on the pinion shaft run out usually?
We don't let anything leave our building above 2 thousandths, which is 0.002. Typically, we can get them under 1 thou when they leave our building.
That's fucking fantastic. So, I mean, that's way off of the bike that we measured, that we're actually sending them the whole bottom end so they can completely rebuild it for us. But tell us a little bit about like your porting and polishing, what you guys do there.
Well, we have 2 5-axis CNC porting machines that we use. All of our ports were designed by the owner, and we went through and we CNC ported, digitized, and then CNC ported these port programs. So we've been doing these ports for quite a few years now, and we CNC port them, and then we hand finish them, and then each head gets new valves, new guides, new seals, and new springs. They're all flow bench tested, and customers will receive a flow chart when they get their heads back.
Fantastic. All new guts, all new fancy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And they're probably really clean when they come out too, right?
They are. They look like a brand new head usually. Depending if they're not the natural or the silver looking head, the black highlighted heads usually come back looking pristine.
Very nice, very nice. So now, you guys actually started, I think, in the coating and building of bigger jugs. We like bigger jugs.
Yep. That was actually our core product, and still is our core product. We actually manufacture an all-aluminum nickel silicon carbide plated bore cylinder.
Ooh,
so
fancy.
our cylinders are going to run about 30 to 40 degrees cooler than a cast iron cylinder will, and last about 3 to 4 times longer than a cast iron cylinder.
And it's my understanding when you get into adding cubic inches, it exponentially increases the heat.
Absolutely. It truly does. And the nice thing about the plated bore cylinder, it's truly the last cylinder the customer will ever need to purchase because they can be serviced. They can be stripped and replated back to their original condition, even if a wrist pin clip comes loose.
Very nice. Reusable jugs. So I think that I was reading on your website, you guys have a couple motors out there that are over 100,000 miles. And for a twin cam motor, that's pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm.
That's
and the nice thing is typically what you'll have to do is at about 60 to 70,000 miles, all you'll need to do is break the glaze on the cylinder and put new rings on the piston if the piston is still in good working order.
Oh, nice. So you just put a little scuff on it and put a little bigger ring.
Yep.
Very cool, very cool. So kind of some of the stuff that you guys are doing is pretty groundbreaking when you put the whole package together. I think that recently you guys have a new article coming out in October.
Yeah. This recent article, actually, there's one out right now in Hot Bike with one of our 85-inch big bore kits for the FXRs.
The Dyna, right? So that's a very sweet looking bike. Like the color's awesome. It's got like this coppery color. It's got a little cowling on the front. Updated kind of bobber look to the whole thing. So tell us a little bit about that build and what you guys did.
Well, we got the whole lower end from a shop out in California called San Diego Customs, and they do a lot of builds for the stunt riders. They're a group called Unknown Industries. I don't know if you've ever seen their stuff online or their Facebook page, but it's pretty cool. What we did is we got the whole lower end in, and we balanced, trued, and reassembled their flywheel on this Evo, and then we did our Stage 2 CNC porting on their heads. And then we gave them the 85-inch bolt-on big bore kit for the Evo.
Mm-hmm. So now, off of a stock motor, basically, what kind of, I know everybody's horsepower and torque. So I always like to talk about torque. So what kind of torque increase can you see, percentage-wise? Because torque is where it's at. We all ride, low-end torque monsters. That's basically what a Harley is. Sure.
Percentage-wise, usually you're looking anywhere from 15 to 20% gain with displacement. Especially like on an Evo, you're going from an Evo motor an 80-inch Evo that probably makes, let's say, 50 foot-pounds of torque, 50 to 60 foot-pounds of torque, to almost 100 foot-pounds of torque with my 85-inch kit.
That's fantastic. That's awesome. So, I mean, I don't know. I can't even imagine what that would feel like. That would probably make me go absolutely nuts. That's a huge increase. I get a fancy air cleaner and I go nuts because I get 1 horsepower and 1 foot-pound of torque to the rear wheel. I go crazy. And that's one of those things, that Harley riders are constantly doing. So that's awesome. I mean, we can definitely look for that. We have a picture of that bike up on the screen. So what kind of turnaround time? Because I know a lot of our listeners are probably going to want to maybe have something done. I know you have a core replacement for your head, so you have some that are ready there that you just send in your head and you send out the new head, right?
Yeah. We do have a core head program that we have in place where we pretty much carry every single application. Is usually in stock. As far as our cylinder head porting, if a customer would like to send in their heads and have them ported, it's usually about 7 to 10 business days, which is pretty quick for this industry.
Yeah.
As far as the crankshaft services and lower end services, it depends on the time of year. Right now, we're right about 7 to 10 business days, but normally we're about 3 to 5 business days on certain situations.
Okay. So it's a busy time right now, right? Because a little cooler weather, or what do you think?
It's been a weird year, and I've been hearing it all across the country from a lot of different shops. It's been a late summer. Especially up here in the Midwest, it's been very cool up until like June up here. So everybody's kind of gotten a late start. So it's been a late season for us. So now it's busier than we've ever been in August and in July and August, and we're hoping to carry this momentum through the rest of the year.
All right, fantastic. So, very nice talking to you, Andrew. I mean, great stuff coming out of your shop. What's really nice about your shop is that it's priced for the average person. It's not like a huge, crazy amount of money. There's always an affordable solution for every biker. I mean, if you want to do a little bit now and then a little bit later, maybe do your lower end, then bolt on some jugs later, then you could do your heads at the same time. There's a lot of different options with you guys, which is something we like, and it's bolt-on applications for the most part.
Absolutely. We do offer larger bore applications for all of the vehicles, but yeah, we're extremely conscious of what we offer as far as our pricing goes, and we really try to make it easy for everybody to use our product and to communicate with us. We're always available at the shop, and we're always there to listen and answer any questions that anybody may have.
All right, fantastic. So I want to thank Andrew for sharing some time with our Monkey Butt Nation. So Butts, if you ever want to put a little more scoot under your ass, look to Revolution Performance. They specialize in big bore kits, porting and reworking heads, crankshaft welding and balancing, and general all-around performance-minded motors.
It's him.
This is Doris Schumacher at Ride Empowered in Sioux Falls, and Monkey Butt Radio ain't yo mama's radio.
Well, thank you, Monkey Wrench, for another informative, awesome interview.
Yep.
You're live with Monkey Butt Radio. This segment has been brought to you by Square Peg Promos. For everything print and for promotional products that fit, call Square Peg Promos at 602-549-1044 or go to squarepegpromos.com.
That's promos with an S.
S. All the cool kids are doing it.
See that escargot?
Escargot. I guess that leads into the MRO corner.
Yep.
And that's me. That makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
Let's talk a second about regulations about modifying your motorcycle.
Lots of them.
There's a whole bunch of them.
Yep.
We fight for them day and night. Most MROs do. Simple things. Handlebar height.
Pipes.
Vertical license plates.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I forgot all about those. We don't have that here. Florida does.
And there's a couple new things on the chopping block I want you guys to be aware.
Not the chopping walking block.
Not the chopping walking block. No, we're not walk stars today. The modifications to your motorcycle that deal with emissions. I know here in Maricopa County, we have fought long and hard to abolish emissions. Thank God. Thank you all at ABATE, all those who support ABATE, because it's just recently been disbanded here.
Last year.
Right? But there's other parts of the country that are still fighting. Not necessarily for emissions, but the emissions that exit their motorcycle in the fight that they have to make, like in California. The clean air crap that goes on, or as I like to call it, CARB, is a big deal.
Oh, you're talking about the California Air Resource Board.
Yeah, or bullshit. I don't know what the B stands for, but yeah, board.
Is California another ridiculous bureaucratic place?
And so, yeah, exactly. So it's bad enough that they bitch and say that the height of your handlebars would lead to unsafe conditions, that having a vertical license plate somehow makes it more difficult for policing, that the sound of your pipes is somehow disturbing the peace. I mean, you take it one step further.
You know what? I just thought of something. They have all the emissions controls and everything over there. we don't want to have these fluorocarbons up at this level, but you know what? You can split lanes.
Yeah, sure. We don't care if you die, just don't kill your neighbor. It's kind of like smoking. Yeah. You can smoke, you just can't do it here. And so set aside all the ridiculous things that we have to fight for on a daily basis, because, I mean, God knows you can lower your vehicle and you can put big, giant wheels on it with unsafe, thin rubber tires. That's not a concern. They want to be concerned about the height of handlebars or the orientation of your license plate, et cetera, et cetera. I want to take this one step further, and I want to talk about that shit that's going on in California. I know that you have some insight to it. You've been reading up on it.
I lived in California for 8 years, too.
Why doesn't he go back? Oh, I'm just kidding.
You know what? I would love to, but they enacted a mandatory helmet law over there.
Man, they keep ruining everyone's lives over there. But I want to talk a minute about
freedom. No,
that's right. My little L gets all sorts of fucking crazy when we start talking about this shit, because there is some good and there is some bad. The fact that we were emissions tested in Maricopa County, being the only county left in the country that had to put up with it, was a ruse from the get-go. Because as you pull into that station, or you would be at an idle. They would stick the wire in your tailpipe, and you would idle. They wouldn't even make you rev it up like you would a car. And the reason being is that when your motor is cold, or at least in an idle, your motorcycle puts off very little to no emissions. So everybody was getting passed. It was a moot point. It was just a way of generating money.
$28.
And we found that loophole, and we fought long and hard with lobbyists up at the Capitol and got that eradicated. But people in California, they don't have that choice. Although they don't have emissions, they're busting down on the emissions coming from a motorcycle, saying that it's bad enough that they're fucking with factory bikes. You buy it right off a showroom, and they got the carbon canisters and all the emissions hoo-has, the O2 sensors, et cetera, come on new motorcycles. But they don't take into consideration.
Well, it reduces the horsepower, and we'll just take a factory Dyna. Okay, you're talking an 88 cubic inch motor.
Well, not anymore. Well, I guess it is. That's the last time they made the damn thing. Yeah, sure.
Well, no, it's 96 cubic inch now. Or we'll just say, the new Road Glides. Okay, 103. It's got 103. You're talking probably about 80 horses at the wheel.
Sure.
75, 80 horses at the wheel.
Unless you're one of these crazy fuckers putting...
No, I'm talking about stock.
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking stock right off the showroom floor. 75, 80 horses at the wheel.
Sure.
Maybe a little bit more. Not too much. But as soon as you start messing with, adding crap on it, you're dropping that horsepower down to from 80 to 68. Okay, well, yeah, it's not that much. 12 horsepower, it's a lot.
Well, when you're talking about a light piece of machinery
that's a lot of horsepower. That's the difference of straining the motor a little bit more, straining the transmission a little bit more, or everything else on the bike will wear out a lot faster if you try to ride a motorcycle with 80 horsepower and trying to ride one that has 68 horsepower the same way you ride an 80 horsepower bike. It's just you can't do it. You can't ride them hard like a lot of people do. You have to tool around town with it.
But without emissions testing, how do they know? They don't know. But what they're doing is they're fucking with their own back pockets. They're fucking with their people. And in particular, they're fucking with custom bike builders. We were just talking about this, and you had brought up an awesome point.
Yep.
That if you keep putting these restrictions on all of these custom bike builders who are generating local income, state income, recognition, they're all leaving.
Well, we focus here on the Phoenix area. Okay, Arizona as a whole, because that's where we're based out of, even though we try to hit on topics that reach the entire motorcycling community. Okay,
we really don't give a fuck because what's happening here is hip.
That's right.
Real power to the people.
Because all the cool bike builders come from Phoenix.
That's because they came from California.
Don't you watch Biker Battleground Phoenix?
As a matter of fact,
it's the hub. So, but anyway, we had we'll take the biggest one. Okay. Jesse James, everybody knows Jesse James from Monster Garage and
beating his wife, cheating on her, all that good stuff.
I don't think he beat his wife.
No, he didn't. No. He just cheated on her, and she was a nice piece of tail, right? What was that broad's name?
Sandra Bullock.
Sandra Bullock. All the money in the world and the looks to match.
She moved to New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Yeah. So, but anyway,
Monster Garage was kick-ass show. I love.
You know what, Jess? I have so much respect for Jesse James. It's not even funny. He is an artist. You should see the JJFU. Jesse James Firearms Unlimited is what it stands for. JJFU. Just take a look at some of his stuff. He made a 1911 .45 out of Damascus steel, pounding it and forging it, and oh my God, it's absolutely gorgeous.
That's how you know you have too much fucking time on your hands.
Okay, the man is an artist. He took 3, 4, 5, 6 months or something like that working with a blacksmith over in Israel.
Why does it gotta be black?
Because he's not a whitesmith. A blacksmith works with steel.
Gotcha.
Working with a blacksmith and learning the craft. He has gone back to, you know what? I've made money. I've done these TV shows. Jesse James is a dead man, and I've done these.
He's
biker
on the new
builders.
show, right? Doesn't he have another show right now?
He's getting ready to. It's going to be almost like an, art and history channel show where he's going to pound steel and make stuff.
Well, that's good because all you do is pound sand. So.
Yeah. But there was he tweeted a picture the other day with him on his old English wheel and making a fender out of copper for a customer.
Now that's badass.
And he said, you know what? I missed doing stuff like this because he was doing so much with his firearms. He's a genuine craftsman.
Didn't I call that a Renaissance man?
Yes. So Jesse James, keep doing it. But what I was bringing it up,
let's talk about his non-compliance.
Okay,
he's a bad man.
One of the reasons people say, okay, well, he left California because of this, that, and the other thing. You know what? That's all a bunch of bullshit. Okay, I don't know why he left California, and that's completely up to him. But we got to remember, Jesse James was fined $271,250 by the California Air Resources Board for building 50 motorcycles between 1998 and 2005, violating state emission standards. Well, some may feel this just shows no one is above the law. Looking a little closer makes it appear it was more about the money.
Now, before you go on, I want to put this in perspective. Motorcycles in the state of California make up less than 1% of the total miles traveled in that state. Mm-hmm. All of the motorcycles. Mm-hmm. So the 50 that he fucking supposedly built in that 7-year span was somehow valued at $271,000 by the state of California. Keep that in
fines.
Mind.
In fines.
Right. No, I'm saying in fines. That those 50 bikes somehow did that kind of damage.
$22,000 per bike. Okay. Jesse James is not turning out thousands of motorcycles, and when told his bikes were non-compliant, this is key, he offered to bring them all in and fit them with the necessary parts to correct the problems.
Fuck yeah.
Carb instead said he needed to pay $22,000 per bike and later settled to be around $5,000 each to make him right with the state. This is the same Jesse James who built Cisco Burger, the solar-powered, biodegradable, all-organic hamburger stand that he named after his first pit bull. The same Jesse James who built a hydrogen-powered race car
which was badass,
to
by the
set
way.
a new speed record at Bonneville with a car that emitted mostly water vapor. I guess when you're a bureaucrat on a mission, none of that matters.
None of it.
So,
none of that
but
matters.
You know what? And West Coast Choppers was a business that was generating income for Long Beach. Okay,
they were popularity. They were getting scenic tours. They were getting vacationing income. I mean, it was a big deal to have him there. A big deal.
Yes, it was good for that area of LA County, in the Long Beach area. It was a good area for him. It was an industrial area, but he brought new business. West Coast Choppers and Cisco Burgers were like a block from each other. There was other bike shops in the area to kind of feed off of him too. It was a huge thing. So you're talking, he left there, sold the business, took down the signs and everything. So now they're not getting the sales tax from his business, state of California. Now they're not getting the property taxes because he owned the business and owned the property. Not getting the sales tax and revenue from the Cisco Burger or the property taxes from that place as well. So there's 4 pieces of income that he said, well, fuck you. I'm going to Texas. And moved to Austin, opened Austin Speed Shop. And West Coast Choppers is now deep in the heart of Texas, among the land of the Blue Bonnets and and everything else. And he gets to go outside his house and shoot guns. Not that he could. Well, he could do that in L.A. too, but that's typical.
Just ask our
But-
vice president. Just go out to the back patio and fire off a couple of rounds.
Yeah.
Nobody will come in your front door. But the part that I want to go back and I want to talk about the $271,250. The state of California thought that it was prudent to charge him on custom-built motorcycles that probably, I would say, half of them don't see the light of day. Meaning whoever's buying those choppers, riding them, weekend warriors, maybe every once in a while takes them to a show, but basically they're sitting in a garage or in showroom somewhere.
And that CFL frame that he designed and he built was put out by Daytech for a while, I think. I think it was Daytech. But that CFL chopper frame that he designed, that is probably one of the best bases to do a build, a chopper build. Not a bobber build, but a chopper build, because that's the old school like we like.
Sure.
The set CFL, and he's actually going to start producing them again. Absolutely phenomenal, and so many bike builders have used that CFL frame as a platform to start building.
And again, you take that kind of talent, which the man has talent across the board, you replace him. And in California, of course, they're a dime a dozen. They got talent coming out of their fucking ears. But he's a self-made man.
Yep.
And then to remove him based on these petty charges. They're petty. Not only could they not prove that the bikes were putting off any kind of substantial emissions to warrant it, they just knew that those 50 bikes weren't outfitted with the proper pieces, whether they were ridden or not, wanted to fine him for building them.
It's crap.
That's why.
Well, he was a big name.
But that's why they go after the big fish, because those 50 bikes weren't the problem.
Well, here's
the other 500,000 that are running around in California right now, assholes like me making customizations.
Well, here's the problem I have with it all.
You only have one?
I have lots of them.
There we go.
One of the major problems I have with it, though, is you're finding these guys who are building bikes, and like Jesse and some other builders in California that have left. John Covington with Surgical Steeds. Okay, he was over in L.A.
Yeah, how many awards has that man won? Jesus.
He was in the custom building, badassery bike building before.
Copyrighted by Humongous Radio, and he uses their
before badassery bike building was even famous. I mean, Surgical Steeds made their mark on. Well, what's the one Harley Davidson that had the kind of the Springer seat kind of looking thing and the monoshock look? No, I have it. It was called the Bare Bones? Was it the Bare Bones? Yeah, the Bare Bones. Whatever it was. Maybe it was.
It was the Bare Bones.
But you know where that came from? That was a Steed. That was a model after Steed that John designed 25 years ago.
It was the Bare Bones. The one with the old school Springer front end, the big fat spring loaded seat. They were done up in flat.
No. This is the one that it's like the seat comes up and it was like almost like a solo monoshock underneath the seat. They only sold it for like a year because it was ugly as.
That's the Bare Bones.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay.
It came with built-in 1-inch little mini apes.
I think so. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway.
But take a look. You guys take a Google search Surgical Steeds. Okay. Or John Covington. He's actually here in Phoenix. He left California and moved over here. He was building bikes before Yaffe even started building. Before Paul Yaffe even started his bike business here, Covington was around. You had guys coming over here. Jesse Rook left California, left Long Beach, and came over here. And
how many awards has he fucking won?
Yeah, but you have Jim Nassy here, and
how many awards has he fucking won?
Well, but everybody came from California and here's my point. Okay, you start putting more and more regulations on these bike builders, and they're going to leave their communities. They're going to go somewhere where they're, number one, appreciated. Number two, where they can make a viable product and make a profit at it and do their artistry. California has been hurting for money for years. Why do they keep running business off? That makes no sense to me. And you had the right website.
Oh, I was just looking real quick because they know they're going to fall in the fucking ocean soon. They don't care.
Yeah. Well, last week they had an earthquake in San Francisco.
So why? So I do want to talk a little bit more about the.
Did you see this?
About what?
The regulations in California on the California Code of Regulations for exhaust emission test procedures.
Yes, and let's talk about that for
adopted by the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency.
A stands for asshole.
Yep.
So no, I want to talk about that. In 2011, our friends over at MythBusters, they did this exact challenge. They were tired of the myth of motorcycles because they're assumingly better on gas. They must be better on emissions. So they did road courses where Jamie took one.
And the other guy.
Right, I'm trying to think of what his name is right now.
The other guy.
Anyway, yes,
Jamie's the guy with the beret.
Yeah, he's the beret fella. They took 3 cars, one from the 80s, one from the 90s, one from the 2000s, unmarked. You didn't know what model they were. Of course, if you watched the show, you knew completely what model they were. And motorcycles, the same, 80s, 90s, and 2000s. And they did a 3-mile course. Straight out flats, uphills, putting load on the bikes, et cetera, et cetera. And then they did the whole time of it retrofitted with an emissions testing device. And what they found was not only was the motorcycle better on miles per gallon significantly, that its greenhouse gases were significantly less than a car. But however, the nitrogen and the carbons that they put in the air were 100, 200, 300, 400, up to 1,000% more.
Okay, is that the bad stuff?
That is bad stuff. It's trading. Both are bad. The nitrogens and the carbons emissions are just as bad as greenhouses, but you're trading one for the other. Cars are horrible in greenhouse.
Well, wait a minute. Okay, so if motorcycles produce nitrogen, right?
Right.
Okay,
and carbon monoxide.
Okay, and we plant a lot of trees, they'll trade that nitrogen in and make oxygen.
Correct.
So what we need to do is, for every motorcycle you buy, you need to plant 2 trees.
Show's over. I'm out of here, bitches. No. But what I wanted to bring to everyone's attention, and I mentioned it earlier, that less than 1% of the miles traveled in the state of California are from motorcycles. Less than 1%. Wow. So what they're doing is they're going after a segment of the population that is so insignificant to the overall. The bitch and complaint was that they're so stringent on automobiles. Why are cars, trucks, SUVs, shit wagons,
diesel
paddy
trucks,
wagons, et cetera, so scrutinized when motorcycles are not? Because it's kind of like the needle in the haystack. It's kind of like if you ate fucking, kale and farva beans your whole entire life, and one day a year you had a steak. It's so insignificant to the activities of your colon, it's ridiculous. Same thing in California. However, it's another way for them to be prejudiced. It's another way for them to, or the quote-unquote liberals of the world, to bring down the man. They find these things and they nickel and they dime. Now, the argument's correct. A motorcycle is not great for the environment. Literally, sometimes its carbon monoxide output is 8,000% more than an automobile the same age. But it's so insignificant in the overall output when you got more diesel buses riding around in the city of Los Angeles than you do motorcycles that are literally polluting the world. But hey, people got to get to the fucking grocery store. Why have fun when you got to go shopping? So people will always
bungee cord a milk crate on your motorcycle.
Right, that's right. Go get your bacon and eggs that way. And it's just like any other argument. Just like I'm sitting here and spinning it the way that I think my audience wants to hear it. It's the same way the government's using it and spinning it to get ultimately what they want. And if they can get enough ignorant people to believe that, wow, 8,000%, that's ridiculous. However, it's less than 0.5% of the overall emissions put out on the roads in California. It's a fucking moot point. So if you want to spend hard-earned dollars, tax dollars, to see to it that the environment's being taken care of, then spend it where you're going to get the majority of the results. There's no sense if, as a businessman, I'm not going to spend all of my time trying to attract one customer when I can spend majority of my time trying to attract 1,000 customers, even though, and in this case, the 1,000 customers are bigger customers. Mm-hmm. The one customer we're going after in this instance is the smallest. Why would you work so hard for 37 cents? I don't know.
My biggest point of this whole thing is, there needs to be less regulations, less laws on the books, which we know that'll never happen.
Well, there'll never be less laws. We just got to stop them from being made.
Okay. So support your local motorcycle rights organization. You know what? Here's a good point. Do you spend your money If you're going to do the customization on your bikes yourself, do you spend your money at the local shops, or do you go on Amazon or eBay or buy Chinese or something like that? Go to your local dealerships, your local Harley dealerships. Check them out. Ask them how business is. You know what? Support your local independent shops. Support your local dealerships or dealerships, whatever you want to call them, the $100 store. They're there for a reason. Okay, support American business. Even Honda and Honda of America. They sponsor racers that'll go down to Mexico for the Baja 1000. You know what? Support those teams. Support Team Kawasaki. When you see them at motocross events, or Eric Buell with EBR. You got to support. Keep supporting the local folks around you. Okay? If we want this economy to turn around, if we want to stay a viable nation economically, then we need to be able to spend our money where we see fit, number one, and support our local businesses. If you have a local shop that doesn't do right, absolutely don't spend your money there. But if you have one that does, tell your friends about them.
Yeah, but I have to also, I'm not this tree hugger kind of guy, but we have to be concerned about our environment. We absolutely do. It's the world that we live in. We have to enjoy it, but enjoy it responsibly. I can't, again, stress enough.
Quit throwing diapers in the landfill.
Right. So you know what?
So quit having babies.
Fucking plastic water bottles at the grip of, 100 fucking million every fucking month is killing this fucking country.
You know what? You know what's really funny? DJ drinks tap water.
So do I.
Yeah.
Out of the hose.
I don't.
With no fucking helmet on.
I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you lick windows.
Well...
Got nothing to say to that one, do you,
I'm going to say, you know what we're going to do? We're going to take a break, okay? That's what we're going to do. We'll see you guys.
Well, you know what? We're actually, let's check in with Sash. She's got, there's a little restaurant that she stopped at recently in Winnemucca, Nevada.
Winnemucca.
And she wants to talk about it a little bit. So it's only like a 55 seconds thing, and we'll be back, and then we'll close up. Oh, actually, you know what? We're going to take a look at her video. And then
Does she show her boobs?
2 Wheels, 1 Love. 2 Wheels, 1 Love. And we're going to watch their video.
2 boobs,
and then,
1 attention.
So we'll be back in probably about 5 minutes or so.
Hey, this is your girl Sash, and we're here in Winnemucca, Nevada. I've never been to Winnemucca, and I've always wanted to come just because of the song by Johnny Cash. What's that called? Oh, I've been everywhere. So I was excited to come, and what we found was this wonderful barbecue restaurant called The Pig Barbecue. Any place called The Pig has got to be good. We cleared our plates. It was fantastic barbecue. You pick up the ribs, and literally the meat just fell off. So when you're on the Lincoln Highway heading east or west, make sure you stop in Winnemucca and try The Pig. Thanks for being with us, and always check out more videos on TooMuchTina.com.
Thank you very much. Again. I practiced. Oh, there's Jared.
What's up, guys?
Jared? What's up, Jared?
What's good? Check out the new toy. Which one you guys want to take a shot at it?
Probably every one of us. You want somebody to shoot you?
I want you to shoot me.
You want me to shoot you?
You gonna do it?
I'll shoot you.
Shoot me.
More than once? You want me to shoot with your gun or my gun?
Just once, right here with yours.
All right, all right.
No, you guys ain't gonna do this, are you?
You ready?
Why not?
You ready?
That's what it's for.
All right. You're gonna get your ass kicked.
All right.
You sure?
Sure.
Everybody hears that.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what I was trained for. Come on.
Okay, dude. Ready?
Yep.
That vest is legit, man. You just got shot with a 9mm
I know.
pistol.
Let's do it one more time. Come on, that BB gun ain't
Yeah,
shit.
Man, that thing works.
Let's do it one more time. Come
I
on.
can't believe you did that. Well, you're not supposed to use them twice. You
Why?
know that.
One more time.
You want me to shoot you? Nah, the vests are no good after one shot, man.
One more time.
It says it right in your instructions. Do not use twice.
All right, fine then.
What do you mean?
No. You can't. No, you can't. One more time.
Shoot you without the vest now?
Come on, bro. This is the way I was trained for this. Let's do it.
The Iron Man over here. You want me to shoot you without the
Yeah,
vest?
that's what we're trained for. Let's do this.
I am not going to shoot you without the vest.
Come on, pussy.
That's called murder.
They train Navy to be pussies?
You grunts think you're
Come
all
on,
that.
let's do it. One more time.
Soldier boy, you really want me to shoot you?
One more time, pussy. Come on, let's do it.
Don't call me names, man.
Why?
Because one,
Pussy.
I'm not in a good mood.
One more time.
No, I'm not going to shoot you. That's going to kill
Oh, I didn't
you.
know they train little girls in the Navy.
Dude, that's enough, okay? One more word and I'll shoot you.
Come on, one more time. Let's do It's okay, guys. Don't worry about it. He ain't gonna do it anyways. Let's do it.
I don't know, man.
Come on.
I think he is.
Come on, one more time.
Pissed him off now.
Will the Navy train a bunch of little pussies?
Yeah, the Army is, man.
Come on.
Shit,
You all right, buddy? Can you breathe? You okay?
You okay? Man. Oh my God, did I kill him? Is he all right? Let me check his pulse. No bullet. He's not. He's moving. He's up.
Whoa.
Yeah, man. Whoa! I can't believe I didn't kill you. How did you survive that?
I don't know, guys. I think it's the shirt.
Choice in American motorcycles is here. Introducing the all-new Indian Chief. Starting at $18,999.
Welcome back to Monkey Butt Radio. Well, you know what? It's been kind of quiet without Biggest here this week. You know, folks,
nobody to pick on other than you.
That's right. And fuck you. Shut the fuck up. There you go. You got it out of me. And titties.
And titties.
Yeah. Well, folks, we really appreciate you sticking around with Monkey Butt Radio this week. Thank you for Monkey Wrench and the folks over at Revolution for giving us the interview this week.
And Sash.
Yes, thank you, Sash and Highway always. Side Road Steve. You know what?
Pothole.
Do you know what? They're actually going to be in town next week.
I know. She keeps sending me emails.
Yes, September 9th. Tina and Steve will be in the Phoenix area for about 3 weeks. So they're going to actually be doing some live appearances with Monkey Butt Radio. And so come on out, meet Sash, meet Side Road Steve.
Pothole.
Too Much Tina Multimedia, TooMuchTina.com.
She's a fucking handful.
Road Pickle, Motorcycle Bohemia. And ask Steve about his beef jerky. He'll talk to you about it forever.
He's got good beef.
We saw the Indian commercial. We're actually, I think I'm going to talk Steve into going down to Indian, and we're going to do some looks at Indian because you know what?
It's pretty badass.
Sash actually got to ride the Indian Scout. So we're going to actually have them on the show sometime in September and talk about that. And maybe we'll just sit around and turn the camera on and shoot the shit and see.
Yeah, maybe
and
we
you know
should
what?
do like a barbecue.
Ooh, Sash uncensored. Oh, wait a minute. She's always uncensored.
I was going to say,
so,
you're not exciting me with that. Every moment I get with
rude
it.
biker chick. But anyway.
Socially unacceptable.
Yes, that's why we love her so much. But folks, thanks again for being with us. Keep Biggest in your prayers, and if you see him on the road, give him the monkey butt salute. But until next week, be good to one another. Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
Bye.